music so y'all can hear the intro and stuff. Or commercials, because I'm sure y'all are so excited about commercials. Well, it's really not about commercials, it's about hearing the intro, the exit, all that kind of stuff. And the callers. And if y'all don't know, y'all can hear this.
Music starting at 7:30.
We have an event every Monday at Mother-in-law Lounge in New Orleans. So if y'all are come to see Kermit Ruffins and Urban Mayfield, they do a band battle and they do some real fun stuff.
Every single Monday night.
We're about to go live.
WBOK, New Orleans. The following program is a paid program that doesn't necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the staff, management, and advertisers of WBOK.
Good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Motivation Monday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in. You never have to miss a show. Why? Because we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are everywhere that you want to be. Everywhere that you want to be. What? Oh, y'all had the hotline on. We were wondering. Y'all wondering what that noise was? We were wondering too. The guys before me who were in the studio left the hotline on. We were like, what is that noise? Well, obviously somebody wanted to call us. So if you want to join the conversation today, I'll just throw the number out now. It is 504-260-9265, 504-260-9265. And the conversation is about ask. Y'all know I choose a theme each and every week. Y'all like, what, ask? Yes, ask. This week, the theme is ask. Sometimes all you have to do is ask. They're like, it sounds too simple. Yes, ask is the theme for the week. So we're going to break it down. We are going to have Bishop Henry Bolden. He'll be here for the second segment. You know, he always pours into our heart, into our soul. And he's going to break down that, look, this ask, believe, receive. And that's actually what we're going to do for these next 3 weeks. I'm going to break it down. There are certain sayings that I love, and so I'm going to break it down. This week is ask. Next week will be believe. And the week after that will be receive. And we're going to look at it from different perspectives. We're going to look at it from different mindsets, from different views, but all with the guise of the good life, with opening your mind to living differently in the world, because sometimes it's so easy and it's in front of your face that you just don't even recognize that you have the ability to do it or that it even exists. So I want to bring that to the forefront for you. We also will have Mr. Jesse Veal. He will be in the studio today. His business, actually, for all of you restaurateurs out there, the funny thing is a lot of times you have, you know, your marketing, advertising agencies, they're geared to everyone. You're like, wait, but I do this. And so we're going to have Oxpecker in here for the last segment. Oxpecker, it's Oxpecker Marketing. Mr. Jesse Veal is their CEO, and so we're going to break down exactly what he does, what he offers, and how he motivates restaurants specifically to live the good life as well. So he will be here for the last segment. You know, we got to motivate you. We got to open your mind to living differently in the world. And it's funny, true story, and I'm not going to give you what the ask was, but this topic opened my mind as well. Y'all know I talk about stuff that I'm doing as well. I don't encourage you to do something that I haven't necessarily tried myself. But God is so good. I am so excited today. I had a breakthrough weekend. Y'all ever have those weekends or those times where you just had a breakthrough and you just feel it, where you just feel like the weight have lifted off of you and you can do the happy dance? Well, that's how I'm feeling right now. So long story short, I just had some confusion in my life in an area, and I was like, what is going on? You know, I had prayed on it. I had meditated on it. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was trying to take care of myself, and, you know, in an effort for it to change. I'm just like, you know, trying to put all the principles that I talk about each and every day. And I'm like, what is the deal? You know, what's going on? So long story short, I was watching this video of this woman, and she said, ask out loud. Ask God out loud for the answer, and then leave it alone. Now, I know this and I've done this, but for this particular situation, I just didn't think about it. And I was like, that sounds too easy. Well, guess what? That's exactly what I did. So I asked out loud, I said, God, please show me. And because sometimes I'm a little slow with stuff, true story, I need you to slap me in the face with it so I do not miss it. I need to see clear signs so I know how to move forward clearly, because I just feel like there's been confusion in this area, and with a clear mindset, I feel like I can do your work. I feel like I can do what I need to do. Please just show me. So I prayed it out loud. I did the ask, and I just kept going about my business for the day. Now, this was Saturday, and I got invited to go to an event, and I was going with Miss Latoya Cantrell. So shout out, I am with Latoya if anyone was confused. Make sure y'all vote November 18th. So anyway, we went to the event, and we were about to leave to go to another event, and then someone asked us to come back in. And so we went back in, and then we're sitting at the table, and so the young lady next to me was like, oh, there's, when you go to events, sometimes there's like a little gift that they give you. And she was like, oh, make sure you take the little gift. And I was like, oh, okay. And I opened the box. And when I opened the box, the message from God was as clear as I could have imagined. And I just sat there and I was like, this is like 4.5 hours from when I said that prayer and when I made a clear ask. And I said, I need you to slap me upside the head with it. I need it to be so clear and distinct that I can't even create confusion in my head. Because, like Doubting Thomas, that's me sometimes. Like, I need to know maybe a couple times to have that confirmation. I'm working on that. But nonetheless, I needed it to just be upfront and in my face. And it was. And it was so funny. I went home that night and I just, I just said my prayers and I was grateful. I was like, thank you for the response. But we don't realize that it really is that easy. It can be in any area of your life. We just have to ask. And they want us to ask. God's like, just ask. Like, this little thing called free will? Yeah, there's a little thing called free will. We have free will, so therefore we have to ask when we need help, when we want something, when whatever it may be, we have to make the ask and then put our effort in. Or I don't want to say put our effort into it, because we don't have to know the how. We just have to make the ask and be adamant about what we want. Know like we know. And maybe I wasn't adamant in the past about I really wanted to be clear on this. You know what, honestly? Maybe I wasn't. But everything happens in divine time. And I had just gotten to the point where I had had enough. And I was like, I need to know. I need to be clear. And I made an ask. And I got my answer. And I got my confirmation. How many of you need an answer? How many of you need clarity? How many of you need to know like you know so that you can move forward? Whether it is to put in a contract on a deal, whether it is to move forward in a relationship, whether it is, we have, a lot of people are going to open houses. What school should I send my child to? Ask. And ask for the message to come to you in verifying form so that you cannot be confused. And I promise you don't have to do anything. You will see the school's colors. You will see the school's name. You will have a friend that say, oh, I went to that school. You will just have these things just pop up out of nowhere. And it's really not nowhere, because there are no coincidences. But it's because you asked. If you're asking about money or relationship, or a contract, like we said, ask, should I do business with this company? And maybe leave it alone and say, and actually, here's the funny part about asking. You can even give a time frame. Because I said, God, please give me this answer within 24 hours. I got it in 4.5 hours. So you can even give time frames. I need to know this so I can be clear before I walk into this meeting. I need to know before, I open my heart to this person. I need to know, and ask, and then just go about your daily routine. Obviously being a good person, love, kindness, compassion, understanding, but make the ask. One thing is certain. You will never know if you don't ask. You will never know if you don't ask, and nothing will ever change. So this week on the Good Life Radio Show, we are going to delve into this concept of asking in so many different aspects of our lives. I'm really excited to have Bishop Henry Bolden here for our second segment, so you do not want to turn our dial, because it is a fundamental I don't even say spiritual, because people who are spiritual, you have that ask, believe, receive. But people who are not, the law of attraction, however you want to put it, however it works to your life, it works. And I'm not just telling you it works because she's just talking this, that, and the other. I'm telling you it works because I did it, and it was upfront and personal. And it's crazy because I told one person the next morning, and I said, you will not believe what happened. I opened the box and it was clear as day, and literally when I got off the phone with them, I was tagged in an Instagram post, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went to the post and I was like, I didn't take any pictures that night with anyone else. And so I'm looking at the tag. The tag was another confirmation, and all I could do was laugh out loud. So within 24 hours, I had gotten 3 concrete confirmations of what I should do and how I should move forward. So I know. He slapped me in the face with it, just like I asked, very, very, very softly, but nonetheless, it was up close and personal, and I can't deny it anymore, nor do I want to. But I had to make that ask. I had to know. I had to be clear. So what do you need in your life to be clear about? What is it? Is it asking for? It might be asking for a raise. You'll never get the raise if you never ask. It can be so many different aspects of our lives. But what do? A lot of times we feel, or the fear of life of, I don't deserve it, or it could never work out for me, or that could never happen. I would never be an option, and that's why you don't make the ask. But so many times that your breakthrough is on the opposite side of an ask, or the opposite side of you putting that contract actually on the table, actually going through the work, putting the proposal together, and setting it up. If you never fulfill the proposal, you can never get the contract. If you never go to the meeting that tells you the steps to go through to fill out the proposal, you can never get the contract. How many of us say, oh, that won't happen for me? You don't know. You didn't even go to the meeting. Did you even ask to take them out to dinner? I have a friend who said she and her husband met because she asked him to go for margaritas one day. He was a coworker at work. She was like, hey. She's like, I had never asked a man out in my life. And she was just like, was going to have margaritas, and she saw him. She's like, would you like to go with me? It ended up being her husband. You never know what can happen when you open your mind to living differently in the world to ask. But we're going to look at it in a lot of different ways this week, because also we need to ask about our health. Wellness Wednesday. A lot of times we don't want to know things, and that's why we don't ask. Truly, our health. When's the last time you went to the doctor? Did you ask, what's going on in my body? I keep having this rash, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Well, maybe we should ask a doctor on what could be this, with these symptoms, what could be the issue that I'm having. We may put it to the side, but we need to make those asks. We need to find out what is going on with us. So I'm really excited about this week. We are going to get into the art of the ask, because asking sounds like a simple enough idea. Kids ask for food when they're hungry. They ask for something to drink when they're thirsty. But somewhere between being a kid and being an adult, we forget that we have the ability to simply ask for what we want. And I'm not asking asking, i.e., someone to go out of the way to hoard things, but ask for your needs. We all have needs. If you're in a relationship and a need isn't being met, ask for your need to be met. You're showing them how to treat you. You're showing them how you want to be loved because you love yourself. And so we're going to go through so many different areas of this, from careers to relationships to finances. But when you can have compassion for yourself and create that ask, it is the good life. Sometimes we feel like it's just being too much by asking. I'm being greedy, or I don't deserve it, or whatever it may be. It's not the truth. We have needs, and yours deserve to be met. So make that ask. I don't know what it is for you. I'm going to ask Lee for a break soon, I guess. I don't know. Is he going to give me a break? No, not a lot. Or should I ask him for more time? No, I don't want the break. I want more time. No, I'm just joking. Lee, I'm going to stay on schedule. He's on the other side of the break having a moment. But you know what? Sometimes I do. I ask for an extra minute. And if I didn't ask for it, he send me right into music. You know, so I'm just giving a simple example of it. But my life has truly changed this weekend. I cannot explain it. Maybe one day I will have that full conversation. But my life has truly taken a turn and has truly changed this weekend. I bounced in the studio. Everybody's like, why are you so happy? And I said, because I asked. And I got my answer. But here's the deal. Sometimes it's not going to be the answer you want. But it will always be the answer you need. Where you are is always where you need to be. Open your mind and ask. So, we're going to take a quick break. Y'all, I'm happy. I don't know about y'all, but I am just too happy. I asked. I need all of y'all to ask. Whatever you need, ask, because it's out there. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back